YouTube. In every single Nintendo Switch 2 video that I've made thus far, I've always mentioned how the Joy-Cons were not my favorite joysticks. And I have a fix for you guys today, a super clutch one. Now, for ergonomics, what I did was I added the D-Brand kill switch case, which has a little bit of controversy around it, but D-Brand has already came out and said that they're gonna give every single kill switch customer replaceable Joy-Con grips, which is gonna eliminate that early issue. Now, moving on, I have a fix right here for the terrible Nintendo Switch joysticks. This right here is the GameSir S8 Plus. I saw a video on YouTube and I already had this in my arsenal as I use this as my go-to mobile phone gaming utensil. So right here I have my S25 Ultra. I use it with the iPhone, all of them. This connects to iOS, this connects to Android, this connects to the Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch, as well as PC, whatever. It has a lot of connectivity to it, and these joysticks are Hall effect. So we're gonna get into this right here and how it works and how it connects to the Switch 2. I'm gonna show you guys. This thing has absolutely changed gaming on the Nintendo Switch 2 for me tremendously. And let me show you guys how it works. So as you guys can see, I can remove my Joy-Cons right here, and literally this, it just slides right into place. This extends around the Switch 2, and booyah, right there, I now have a new redesigned Switch 2, which is absolutely so much better than the stock Switch 2. Let me show you guys. So as you guys can see, it already connected right here just by me doing that. So when you open this, or it expands, it automatically turns on and connects to its most recent connected device. So if that would have been my Android device, it would have been there. I'm gonna show you guys the app on Android because you guys have to go into the app and you guys also have to do a firmware update. But this also has back buttons. So previously, my fix for the Switch 2's terrible joysticks was to use a Switch 2 Pro controller, which has back buttons. Well, this right here is definitely pricier than going this route, but this is still a great option and I highly recommend it. Links will be down in the description below for everything that I'm speaking on today. So to fix ergonomics, I went with the kill switch case. To fix the terrible joysticks, this is my fix right here, the GameSir S8 Plus. Now let me show you guys something. If I hop in right here, I was already playing earlier. And it has haptics in it as well, so it has vibrations. Man, this thing is actually really clutch for its price point. So as you guys will see, I'm using the back button to drive. I do not have to hold A because I have the back button mapped to A. I need to map it to my my drift button as well, so I don't have to hold the drift. But, oh, I got mine. Let's go. And we grinding with the bullet. Let's ride. Let's ride out on these. Feel me? The comeback from last place. Oh yeah, it's over with now. Ooh. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's at least get him. You know what I mean? I didn't get first, but we definitely got third. As you guys can see, man, this is so much better. Look at the ergonomics of this thing. Look at that grip right there. This is literally turning your Nintendo Switch 2 or Switch 1 into a controller with a big screen and a full-on console. Absolutely love this. Actually, I'm gonna be honest, you know, Nintendo may wanna consider their next Switch device or upgrade or whatever being something more on lines with this. Now I understand it'll take away the whole thing of the Joy-Con, or will it? Because I can do ergonomic, I don't know. You know, it does change the essence of the Switch, but neither here nor there. This is a very inexpensive accessory in comparison to like Nintendo first party accessories to get such a great benefit. Hall effects joysticks, which means no stick drift. Oh yeah, and a couple of things I also want to add in about the GameSir S8 Plus. Look at this. These side panels are removable and these joysticks are replaceable. They give you some additional joysticks right here, different heights and whatnot. I actually added the taller stick on the right for like FPS gameplay, but you know, you can go to a shorter stick. You also get this more top rounded, and then you get this really small joystick type of get down. Also, the buttons are interchangeable. As you guys can see, I have it in a Nintendo Switch orientation, but you can remove these and switch it to Xbox orientation or whatever. But, you know, generally, if you know that your button placement, typically you don't have to look, but that is an option. Both of these sides are removable. Remove this side. Uh-oh. As you guys can see, to replace that joystick, Hall effects, baby. Hall effects. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you should know. So get to know this accessory right here. This is gonna take your Nintendo Switch 2 gameplay to the next level. Absolutely. All right, let me show you guys really quick. So let me disconnect this from this. You see it instantly turns off once you remove a product from it. Now, to get it to go to Android, I think I go here on the bottom. So now when it's yellow, that's Android connection, and it is connected. Now, so many great things you could do inside the app. You could test the gamepad to make sure everything is calibrated. I had to do a recalibration. It was super easy. You could do a joystick test, so you could check your, well, you won't get stick drift. As you guys can see, I have an absolute 0 dead zone on these, both of them. You can change and adjust the dead zone too, which is fire. Now, your button settings. See, we could be on Xbox layout, or you could go to the Nintendo Switch layout. Boom, right? Okay. Oh wait, going back in the button settings, the rear buttons like I spoke about earlier. So for this one, let's say I want to do the, which one would it be? Okay, right button. So you remember earlier I spoke about how I would like to grind with my other rear back button, where I simply changed it to the top right button, and now I can grind using the rear button. So I can drive with the rear button and grind. And you can come in here in this app and change this at any time. Super simple, super easy. And that right there pretty much shows you the gist of this GameSir S8 Plus, and it'll also be capable of doing mobile gaming with your smartphones. You literally just slide your smartphone in here, boot up some COD Mobile or whatever your thing is. This thing allows for a lot of great gameplay with a lot of mobile solutions, and you also can use it independently of the Switch. So let's say if I turn this off right now. All right, so I just powered it off. Now I'm gonna put it back into Nintendo Switch mode. So you guys can see it blinks red, and now it's connected to the Switch. So you can use this with the Switch in kickstand mode as well, and this still feels like a controller in hand. So I don't need to shell out the extra money for the Pro Controller if I don't want to, or I don't have to bring this along. I'll just take this and I get to do this, as well as I get to do this. And that for me is everything when it comes to correcting and fixing a Nintendo Switch 2 from an ergonomic and joystick performance perspective. So there are links down in the description below if you guys want to pick this up. I highly recommend it. If you have some of the gripes that I have with the original Joy-Cons, this accessory alone has absolutely changed my Nintendo Switch 2 gameplay, and also given it a higher index in my gaming lineup of consoles and gaming consoles or whatever on the go. So super W, I love this. You guys enjoy it. Peace.